Hey guys, my name's Josh, KE9ABT, and this is all about ham radio. I wanted to shoot a quick intro to this video you're about to see. I did a CW POTA activation. It took about 2 hours of calling CQ. The conditions were not in my favor. I couldn't hear any of the other stations. I got one park to park that I hunted, and that's the only other station that I could hear besides those that were calling me. So I had tall buildings on a couple sides of me because it was a downtown, like, historical site kind of location. So it was a lot of fun. I had a good time, but it did take some time. So I'll cut a lot of that fluff out where I'm just sitting there calling. I even considered going to sideband, and I went and listened on sideband for a little bit, but they weren't even, I could hear them, but they weren't even registering on my S meter. So I didn't think that they could hear me when I was only running 10 watts. So be looking forward to that. And then I got this, I don't know if you can see it that way, this radio here at our club auction. And it is a CW only. It's an Icom IC-703 and the VFO that goes along with it. So I don't know if it works. I got it for, well, just guess in the comments what you think I paid for this radio. And I'll put a reveal in later on, maybe at the end of the video or something. Or just pause it for a second. Put your comment in. All right, it was $5. I got this for $5. And I also got a straight key that's a little French. It's like a leg mount key. It doesn't have the plate that goes with it, but that was a fun thing. I took my buddy Chris to the auction, and he got a couple things too. So it was a lot of fun, and this activation was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoy it, and here it is. All right, guys, I am here in the car. I just dropped my wife and her friend off to get their nails done because they don't like to drive downtown. And I am going to try and do a POTA at the Indiana War Memorial. We'll see how this goes. I have no idea. I'm like right in the middle of downtown. The Indiana War Memorial is like dead center of downtown. So there are lots of tall buildings around, and maybe I'll get a once around after I get packed up here, but there's a lot of people and I feel kind of weird. I've got a 20-meter hamstick on the top of the car, so let's see how this goes. I'll unpack, and then we'll see what you guys can see again, and I'll make sure that you can see. Right off the bat here, I made a new, I've actually been working on this for a while and I've just not ever gotten it finished up. But this is my Icom 703 on a cutting board, and I've relocated a mic port and an antenna port. It's pretty cheap. It's way cheaper than an armor lock case would ever be. I've got a battery Velcro to the back of it as well. So I'm going to give this a shot. I'm just going to leave it in the backpack and pull the, I'll be able to put the coax here, I guess, at the relocation port. And yeah, that's the plan for today, and we'll see how it works. Do need to get out my key, so I keep that close to the top. Oh, that's the wrong one. I don't even need that bag. I think it's in this pocket here. Yeah. I put 2.5 hours on the parking meter, so we'll see if that was enough. That's how crazy this is. I have to pay to park my car while I POTA today. Oh, somebody's pulling up behind me. Okay. This is, again, my key from Chuck, KK6USY, Ham Radio Adventures. Got it at Hamfest 2025. Okay. I Velcro it. You can probably see it from there. I Velcro it to the board so I can operate a little easier there. And then I've got a choke here. I figured that will be very important with the current situation that I have going on, being downtown in a major city. Well, I don't know if Indianapolis is considered major, but major for me. And I've just got it on my, I've got an NMO mount on top of the car. And a Hamstick, or like a 3/8 24 adapter on that. So that should be good. There's some people paying to park, so I don't really want them to see all the stuff. I feel like this looks kind of sketchy, and it's not. Obviously, it's not. It's just a radio, but a lot of people don't know that, so they think that I'm just in my car talking to myself, and that's fine. I'd prefer them think that than think something malicious. All right, guys. So there was just some people that paid to park, and I stopped the video so I could restart it here. So I got my coax plugged in with the choke and everything. I think that's honestly it. My key is already plugged in, so let's just turn it on. Let's go up to 20 meters. Hearing something. Okay, let's get my operation set up here. I just downloaded Ham 2K Polo on this phone because I had it on that phone, but that phone has a lot better storage and stuff, so it makes it easier. Okay, last thing I'm going to check real quick is the POTA site for other spots nearby me. So I'm on 20 meters, CW, sorted by frequency. Well, the band is pretty tied up. Lots of operators out right now. Let's see if I can find somewhere. The worst part about this radio is that I don't have any filters. Or I do have a filter, but it's an SSB filter. It's on right now, but I can hear like 4 stations. Let's see if I can go a little lower. Normally I would just like change bands, but I have a Hamstick and the Q is just so high. It's really not possible. I'm just going to go up higher on the band. Maybe we'll try that. Alright, I hope this is a good enough angle for you guys to see well. And hopefully the radio doesn't get too hot there either. Okay, break-in is off right now. Turn break-in on. Okay. Check the SWR. Is that what we're on? Oops. Meter, SWR. 2. Not bad. Let me also turn my power down to a 5, which is, these aren't, I don't know if you can see the screen very well, but these aren't, it's not 5 watts of power, it's power level 5, but I'll do around a 6, which is I think about 4 watts, 4.5 watts. And let's see, let's just go ahead and run the tuner. Okay, perfect. That got us to a 1-to-1. All right, let me put in our frequency, 14.110. And we will call QRL. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and spot myself because this is a pretty obscure park, and I think I'll get some good contacts here. Of course, I have to re-sign into POTA. US 10561. All right. I'm going to turn my power up to 7 or 8. I think that'll get me up to 5 watts. Why isn't it letting me put in this QSO? Oh my gosh, it wouldn't. Okay, I've never used hammers on an iPhone, or not hammers. Excuse me, Ham 2K. You have to use these numbers in this row for it to take the number in the call sign. Like I went to numbers and did a 0, and it wouldn't take it. So, if now you know. That was WJ1B, by the way. I heard a little dit in there right after I sent, but nobody came back. Oh, I am not technically QRP on CW anymore. Go down to 7 and see. Try 6. There we go. I have gotten hit by the RBN twice, and somebody else, WJ1B, respotted me, so we're in good shape. We've got 2 so far. Been calling for like 10 minutes or so, I think. I really wish I could put up a wire antenna, but there are so many people around here, it would not be a good idea. You know, guys, it's kind of funny. Over this past weekend, I did 3 activations of Brown County, and I got like 40 QSOs. I activated all 3 times, and I didn't record any videos, and now that I'm recording a video, I've only gotten 2 contacts again. Maybe this YouTube thing's just bad luck. We'll see. I think I'm going to up my power. I might as well. I go all the way. One of the other crazy things is I got Connecticut and Iowa, so I'm getting out a decent distance. I'm just not getting anybody right now. All right, I think what I'm going to do is stop activating and start hunting. Well, I guess it's still activating, but I'll go do some hunting, and then if I still don't have my 10, then I'll come back and call some more. But I think I'm so high up in the band, I'm limiting myself in that way. I was so excited to get a couple contacts that I didn't stop to tell you guys who that was. That was KB9RPG, and then somebody from his club. Probably they might be having a meeting, and then KF9R, which is Steve's brother. And so I got a few contacts there. That pretty much doubled my contacts. It did double my contacts just with those guys. So I really appreciate them. just got a text from my wife saying that they were done with their nail appointment. They'll walk around for a little bit, but I gotta get this wrapped up. I also only have 18 minutes left on my parking meter, so I really need to get this done. That's 10, folks. That is 10. Normally I would try to get an 11th, but I gotta go. All right, guys. So what you see here is all of my surroundings while I was doing this activation. I was parked in the same spot. I just took a little video around the car, and you could see lots of tall buildings and people, and I could hear EV cars every time they drove by. I could hear a hum in the radio, even though I had a choke on. And I put 2.5 hours on the parking meter, and I used all of it. I had only 10 contacts in 2.5 hours, but it was all a lot of fun nonetheless. So I'd ask you to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.